Before we start, full transparency. I'm a Delete Me customer and they're sponsoring this video, but what I'm about to show you about data brokers, it's going to shock you regardless of who's paying for it. Let's dive in.
What if I told you right now that complete strangers, anyone in the world, could buy your home address, your phone number, and your workplace location for less than it costs for a cup of coffee? I'm Gerald Auger. I have a PhD in cyber operations, and I've been researching cybersecurity for 20 years. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how easy it is for someone to find everything about you online and what happened when this information fell into the wrong hands. By the end of this video, you'll understand how the data broker industry works. You'll see real examples of when this information was used to cause harm. And most importantly, you'll know exactly how to protect yourself and your family. So let's start with a demonstration that might just shock you. So, what exactly are data brokers? These are companies that collect, aggregate, and sell personal information as their primary business model. We're talking about a multi-billion-dollar industry with thousands of companies operating with virtually no oversight. Here's the thing you need to understand. For these companies, you are the product, not the customer. They make money by selling individual records for anywhere from 95 cents to about $3.40 each. They also sell bulk data to other companies and offer subscription services for unlimited searches. Where does your data come from? Well, public records like property ownership, court filings, and voter registrations. Your online activities and purchases, social media platforms and mobile apps, and companies sharing data with each other through partnerships you probably never agreed to. Now, you might be thinking, well, some of that information's already public, right? Well, you are right, but here's the critical difference. When information was truly public in the past, you'd have to physically go to a courthouse during business hours, interact with government officials, and request specific documents. Now, anyone with an internet connection anywhere in the world can search for your entire life profile and buy it instantly. Let me show you how easy this is. I'm going to search for one member of the Simply Cyber community who volunteered, Dan Reardon. And you can see I've got Dan's LinkedIn profile up here right away. So super easy to find him. Now let's use Dan's information that we got from this public social media presence to see if we can't find any more information. And relatively quickly, I'm able to find on a very public website, not even behind a paywall, very specific detailed information on Dan. You can see right here, I've got his age, and I've redacted some of this so you can't see it, but I've got his age, his actual physical home address, his personal phone number, along with other information that is personal and specifically assigned to Dan Reardon. So you can see already, not even having to go through a data broker or website to pay anything, I'm able to get this information. Now, of course, if I want more information, family members, estimated income, property values, work history, well, then I'm sure that this particular website would be happy to give me that information if I went ahead and paid them. Now, some of these sites you can show connecting to family members. People who never even consented to having their data sold are now part of the profile. And even look at this. This site allows me to see all the personal information, including those background reports, contact information, criminal records, but family history, family tree, obituary search, which you can then pivot off of to do full reports on those individuals themselves. And when you look at the pricing, $32.89 for 100 reports. So essentially $3.28 per report. That's all it costs in order to get this information. So for less than a cup of coffee, a complete stranger can now know exactly where anyone, including Dan, where he lives, where he's lived, who his family members are, and have enough information to potentially cause serious problems. And this isn't just about privacy, this is about safety as well. And I'm about to show you exactly why. In October 1999, a 20-year-old dental assistant named Amy Boyer was leaving work in Nashua, New Hampshire. As she got into her car, a former classmate named Liam Younes pulled up next to her, called her name so she would look up, and then shot her 11 times through her car window. He then killed himself. Amy Boyer had no idea who Younes was. They'd barely spoken in school, but Younes had become obsessed with her. And he used data brokers to systematically track her down. Here's the timeline. In July 1999, Younes contacted a company called DocuSearch. He paid them $45 for Amy's social security number. A few weeks later, he paid $30 for her home address, but he wanted more. Younes then paid $109 for Amy's workplace address. And here's the really gross part. To get that information, a DocuSearch employee called Amy at home, lied about who they were, claiming to be from an insurance company, and then tricked her into revealing where she worked. 3 months later, Younes drove to that workplace and murdered her. This case went all the way to the New Hampshire Supreme Court, which ruled that data brokers have a legal duty of reasonable care when selling personal information. The court said, and I quote, the risk of criminal misconduct is sufficiently foreseeable so that an investigator has a duty to exercise reasonable care in disclosing a third person's personal information to a client. Amy Boyer's death led to new laws, but the fundamental problem hasn't gotten away. It's gotten worse. The Amy Boyer case was in 1999. You might think, well, that was 25 years ago. Surely things have gotten better. They haven't. They've gotten worse. Just recently in Minnesota, a man named Vance Bolter allegedly assassinated Democratic state representatives Melissa Hortman and her husband and shot a state senator and his wife in their homes. And when police found his car, they discovered notebooks with detailed planning. In one of those notebooks was a handwritten list of 11 common people search sites, data broker sites that anyone can use to look up home addresses and phone numbers for free or small fees. Sites like True People Search, Spokeo, Ben Verified, White Pages, and others. Authorities also found the names of 45 Minnesota state and federal officials written in his notebook. As the acting U.S. attorney said, and I quote, he researched his victims and their families. He used the internet and other tools to find their addresses and names, the names of their family members also. This same month, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau proposed new rules to stop data brokers from selling sensitive personal information. CFPB Director Rohit Chopra said, by selling our most sensitive personal data without our knowledge or consent, data brokers can profit by enabling scamming, stalking, and spying. Who else is buying your data? Well, how about foreign governments? The CFPB specifically mentioned that countries of concern, like China and Russia, can purchase detailed personal information about military service members, veterans, and government employees for pennies per person. As data broker experts Justin Sherman said about the Minnesota case, what's even more horrifying that a lot of people don't realize is that this similar playbook has happened many times. It's just not gotten into the news. This isn't theoretical, okay? This is happening right now. Your information's being sold right now to people you don't know for purposes you can't control. This is my monthly report from Delete Me showing the data broker sites where my information was found and removed in just the last 30 days. In 1 month, they found my information on dozens of different data broker sites. This includes sites I'd never heard of, sites that weren't on any list I could find myself. And here's the thing, this is ongoing. It's not a one-time fix. New sites pop up constantly. Information gets re-aggregated and resold. It's like digital whack-a-mole, except each mole could potentially be used to harm you or your family. Now, let me be completely transparent with you. You absolutely can protect yourself manually, right? Delete Me actually provides free step by step guides on their website for opting out of data broker sites yourself. These guides are detailed and they work. If you have the time and persistence, you could absolutely do this yourself at no cost. But let me show you what's involved. Here's just one opt out form from one data broker site. This takes about 10 to 15 minutes to complete. You need to provide personal information to verify your identity. Sometimes you got to upload documentation and follow up to ensure it's processed. Now multiply that by hundreds of sites, then multiply it again because your information will reappear and you'll need to do this process repeatedly throughout the year. This is why I use Delete Me's professional service. They handle all this automatically. They monitor hundreds of sites. They submit removal requests on my behalf. They follow up when necessary. And they send me a monthly report, like I'm an executive, to let me know what they're doing and what they found and what they got rid of. Now, for businesses, Delete Me also offers executive protection plans because C suite executives, high profile employees can face even greater risks. It can be offered as an employee benefit or used to protect specific executives who might be targeted. Here's what you can do right now to start protecting yourself. First, search for yourself on the major people search sites. I'll put links in the description to the most common ones so you can use those yourself. Second, limit what personal information you share on social media. Review your privacy settings on all your accounts. You can typically disable a lot of things and not have things be seen. Third, be extremely cautious about what information you provide online. Every form you fill out, every account you create could be feeding into this ecosystem. But here's the reality: individual opt outs are temporary fixes. Professional monitoring catches new postings before they become problems. The question isn't whether your information's being sold, it's whether you're going to do something about it. Your personal information is being sold right now. The Amy Boyer case showed us what can happen when this information falls into the wrong hands. Recent government actions show that this problem is getting worse, not better. But solutions exist. Whether you choose to use Delete Me's free guides to do it yourself, or you decide that professional monitoring and removal is worth the investment, the most important thing is that you take action. Don't wait until you become a target. Your privacy and safety are worth protecting.
You can go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber now and get 20% off your own Delete Me subscription.
I'll put the links in the description to Delete Me services and their free resources. Check out what information's already available about you online. You might be actually quite shocked by what you find. And let me know in the comments what you discovered when you search for yourself. I have a feeling a lot of you are going to be unpleasantly surprised about what's out there. If this video opened your eyes to the data broker industry, make sure to subscribe for more cybersecurity education that could protect you and your loved ones. Stay safe out there.